Hey, you guys, welcome back to AfterBuzz TV's after show for This Is Us for the mid-season finale, Season 1, Episode 10, called Last Christmas. Nothing bad ever happens on Christmas Eve. Let's talk about it. We don't know if that was quite the case for this. Get ready for an awesome after show for This Is Us.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Ooh, the lights. Fits with the theme, people.
And I love that they're kind of reddish for Christmas.
Get in the spirit. I don't know that this episode did, but we are talking about This Is Us, Season 1, Episode 10, Last Christmas. I'm one of your hosts, Whitney Lane. You can follow me at Southern_Wit. We have a full panel of all our ladies tonight. Merry Christmas. Intros.
Hey guys, I'm one of your hosts, JJ Jurgens. You can follow me at JJ Jurgens on Twitter and JJ Jurgens on Instagram.
Hey guys, my name is Amber Plaster. You guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram and tweet me your theories at Amber Plaster.
Hi everybody, I'm Erica Shannon. You can find me on Twitter at Miss Airy Baby.
Don't you worry, Marisa's in the house. We got her on the couch.
Our honorary panel member.
Hello.
Yes, hello ladies. Thanks for having me back. I love the show so much that I had to talk about it.
Especially
Even though we
this
have a full
episode.
panel here, I was like, sure, I'll keep talking too.
Right.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at Serafini TV.
Well, let's dig in, shall we? Because this was jam-packed with some surprises and, things that definitely came out of nowhere, I thought.
Yeah.
Agree.
I thought there were some storylines that were just kind of misplaced that I don't think we needed in this episode, especially for a Christmas episode, quote unquote. I think they should have more delved into the immediate family that we already know and love instead of all these side stories from other characters we don't really know anything about, to have them have more of the screen time of the episode.
It was interesting. So let's talk about actually the stuff that we do love, which is when they do these flashbacks and you kind of see life come full circle, because we see Kate ending up in the hospital on Christmas Eve, back when she's 9 years old, 1989. And, you just kind of see the family, how they act in their best element. You know, her mom's making up like nothing bad happens on Christmas Eve. Here's a special magic Christmas.
I loved that.
Whatever,
I love how she took a moment to calm her down, you know?
Yeah.
But you saw Kevin holding on to her, and you see the worry, but you also see the love that family has.
Little twin connection.
Yeah. He wouldn't let her go. He was making sure that she was all right all the way into the operating room.
I love that.
Which was so nice.
He's just so dang cute too, that little Kevin.
Oh,
It's gonna be a
super
heartbreaker
cute.
when he's
older.
older.
And then little Randall talking about his money and how he's going to be rich. Foreshadowing yet again. Who knew at 9 years old?
Line. Oh, so good.
They're so cute, but it's such a good, that's their family at its best. Like when we see them like that, and then you kind of see, as I said, all these little. This story to me, I actually love when Dr. K happened to be there.
Yeah.
Because it's 9 years later, and he remembers these people, and they have such a unique bond. Because especially for doctor and patient, and then it moves forward where it's like, oh, my daughter's now in the hospital, and we happen to come when you are. He didn't have family there. It's like he is kind of part of their family. He helped craft it.
That storyline I actually did enjoy too. I didn't mind that extra person coming back, because I like to see when Randall goes and gets the snow globe, and they have that cute moment too about passing on kindness. And I thought that was a good writing, good Christmas message. Good. I like bringing him back and him staying alive and then being there. Then when he wakes up and everything.
Family and love.
I like the callback to Dr. K said, or Rebecca said, that they got Dr. K because their doctor had appendicitis. So it was nice that
Good point.
Yeah, it was interesting how
Good
they
callback.
ended up back in the hospital at the same time.
Which I think is life in general. There's always weird things that happens in everybody's life like that, where you're like, oh, this was meant to happen. It was meant to work this way.
Yeah, it was full circle poetic.
And good comedy with him and Jack too, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't know you were a doctor now," and save it. Like I like those bits in there too.
But Jack definitely looked at him as a dad, and I think he learned a lot. Maybe not a lot because they didn't have much time together, but he learned something from Dr. K, and I think he moved that forward in his life of being a good man and being there and being a great dad to Randall, So I really love Dr. K, and I don't think it's quite the end for him, let's hope.
I think he officially makes it out at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
woke up
nothing
at the
bad
end.
happens on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
I'm
Unless
glad
your
he
name
didn't
is
die.
Toby.
Yeah, so... Not yet. Don't say that.
Too soon? Okay.
Yeah, so Well, why don't we talk about Kevin and his... See, this is the one thing that we were talking, that you were kind of pointing to. It's like, here comes Sloan, and we get her family. It was a little odd for me. Like, why does he need to go to Hanukkah with Sloan right now? Except for the fact that they must be growing this relationship hardcore.
No, and, like, we spent all these episodes spending our time with Kevin and Olivia. Why immediately break that up in the last episode just for us to start another immediate relationship with Kevin, with the girl that we don't really, not to sound mean, don't really care about, especially in such a pivotal episode.
Yeah.
And why spend time with a family, with another family that we don't even like? We're like, get back to the immediate family that we already love. Why?
I did find it interesting that we get to know Sloan's family more than we know Toby's family. Like, we're like, what? Why did they get a whole episode? I mean, Sloan really grew on me on this episode, personally.
Yes,
she's cute.
Well, the best thing about their relationship is they're both pretending it's not going to happen, but obviously it's like going to happen. Yeah. You know, it's that sort of thing.
Unless Olivia comes back.
That's what I'm thinking.
I see it as like they keep putting it off, like, no, nothing's going on here. Nothing's going on. That's like how relationships happen sometimes. Like, we don't really like each other. You've ruined my play. Like, what's going on? But let's still hang out together. And then, as he mentioned at the Christmas, or at dinner at Hanukkah, where he was like, well, watch out, on the Manny, we ended up engaged. It's like, it's interesting. I don't think she's gone for a while. I think they're building this up to be a little bit more.
I wish they built it up in a different episode.
Yeah.
We didn't need to spend this much time with another family that we don't care about.
Well,
right
I think the only thing that I see them doing this for is because they made it such a melting pot of a family at actual Christmas at Randall's. You know, there's people that come in from all different relationships, which shows you like what family really is, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I get that, but I kind of just wanted to spend more time with our media family.
And they could have. I think they could have also done that without showing us all of her family.
Yeah, I don't think we necessarily need that whole storyline. But I do see it building, so I don't know. They're trying to intro it and kind of show, in a way, they both dealt with these fears of not being good enough or not being good at what they feel called to do, as you saw her family acting to her. Kevin and her kind of relate.
That was the interesting thing to me, though, because she made it seem like to Kevin that her mom was always against her. But I don't know about you guys, but at the dinner table, it seemed like her mom was very supportive of her. I don't know if it was because Kevin was sitting there.
Yeah, that was her grandma.
Oh, at the head of the table?
At the head of the table, yeah. Oh. The mom was like the redhead.
Oh, I thought that was her sister.
Short red. Yeah, that was her sister.
Yeah, I thought that was her sister.
No, long red hair.
That's her sister.
That's her sister.
That's her sister?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, then, yeah, I guess her mom was being...
Yeah, and she was telling Kevin that the only two things they talk about are, like, her work and her love life. But it seemed like she was being supportive.
Yeah, but we all have family members that are passive-aggressive, and then when you have guests over, they're like, my daughter is so wonderful. And you're like, you weren't saying that earlier. I mean, I guess maybe it's just... They're showing a frigid family maybe to counterbalance the warm family that we all know and love with Rebecca and Jack and now Miguel.
Or it's just Sloan herself, really. And it's like, as Kevin feels, he never feels good enough with his own family. Like, that's how she's coming off, and she doesn't realize, actually, your mom really does support you. She just doesn't feel good enough.
Right.
As you see Kevin, which is, again, why I feel like they're kind of really good for each other at this point.
I like that theory.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where it's going to go.
Me too. I like her. I think it's good. I like it better than... I mean, I think he completely opened up Olivia for who she was, and I think that hit her at her core, and it's not done at this point. But it'll be interesting when she comes back and sees that he's with someone they're both kind of building each other up.
Yeah. Yeah, I was done with Olivia as soon as I wasn't here last week, but as soon as she walked into the cabin with the ex, I'm like, like, no.
Taking someone's car. It's like,
taking her. Yeah, exactly.
It's very immature.
So we were all her team, and I was like, done with her.
I mean, I really did like Olivia because she was the only one who was actually willing to challenge Kevin and put him in his place and like force him to actually do good things and like change his ways a little bit and kind of mature. So I'm not sure if Sloan can do that for
Except when Kevin challenges her back, she walks out. Yeah. So at some point, you have to figure out where that relationship's going to go. It's not done. He's in the mix of all of this, and I think that at least is, going to build up when we come back in January.
I'm still a little heartbroken over Olivia. I kind of grew to like her, but I was pissed too. But I'd like to see her make a comeback.
I think she will. Let's talk about Randall. That was a rough one.
Oh my goodness!
I swear that guy can't. He gets the short end of the stick a lot, and he
has a rough
comes
time.
out on top. But shoot,
he gets through some tough situations.
Just buying him a boat and trying to sell it back. And he helps change somebody's life or the course of it.
Oh my goodness, that jumper scene. I mean, I don't. This episode was directed by Helen Hunt.
Yes, it was.
And she is amazing with direction. And that scene where we see him disappear, and he's like, no, don't come out. And then we whip back, and like for a second, I think he jumped, and then I kind of went, no, he didn't. This show's too optimistic. And then I kind of want to look inside, and the second I like have that like nanosecond of a thought, Randall's already doing it. He's already looking and trying to figure it out. So like you as the audience are never like a moment behind the character, and like, oh, that scene was just crazy.
What an interesting message there, though. You know, Randall and his coworker, and they don't necessarily really know each other or what's been going on with their lives because they go to work, you know, and they have this moment of, wait a second, you don't own all the pain. We all go through stuff, and that communication saved his life. And sometimes that happens to us every day. Like, we're walking down the street, we all are sitting here hosting together and talking to you guys, and it's like we don't know what's going on in everybody's lives, but everybody has something. And that was such a scene to show, like, wow, if you'll be vulnerable with somebody else and you'll kind of open up about it, maybe you can help each other.
And that's a callback to Dr. K about that kindness, like carry that with you throughout your life, and it's paying off for him right now. It's paid off for him with William. And now it's paid off with, what is his name, Andy.
As he said, love hard.
Right. I was going to say that too. I was going to say even loving yourself a little bit, to giving yourself some breaks sometimes when you feel like he feels like you really effed up having the affair and his daughter's not going to love him. But he was exactly right that the daughter will, turn around if you love hard. And it's better than the pain she's going to feel if you make that other choice is
on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, it's also
Christmas
just
Eve.
like the message of everyone makes mistakes.
Yeah.
And like we're all human, in the fact that like he pointed that out to his coworker that like, yes, you made a mistake, but you'll be fine and get through it. And then also in parallel, remembering his mother made a mistake and get through that. So like I think it was an interesting like how he could tie that together and maybe get his character to the point where he can forgive his mother for what he just did or what she just did. Like I did like how they kind of tie that together.
Yeah, it's good because it shows like life's daunting and nobody knows how your story's going to work out, and that's what this show does so well. That's why everyone can relate to it, because you don't know what's going to happen, or you want certain things that may not work out that way. Like Randall, you don't know. So it was an interesting dialogue there, and I think it was a really great scene, actually.
I think my favorite part of it was him being like, I don't have any friends. He's like, I'm your friend. He's like, where do I live? And he was like, dude, I don't know where you live, but it doesn't matter if we're not like really good friends. We're coworkers. You're a good guy. And that doesn't mean that I don't get to not care about you. And he like didn't, like when people kind of throw it back in your face, like, well, you weren't there for me. Okay, well, I'm there for you now. And I get to love on you now, and I actually care about you, and I need you to hear that. And like it was just like, maybe sometimes you need to not talk to the people closest to you to get your stuff out, and kind of get brought back down to earth, as it were. But I love that scene where they're like, they didn't have to know each other that well, but you can still be kind to another person and affect them, even if they're in a depression or whatever. You can just help other people.
Guaranteed he's keeping that boat.
Yeah, but yeah, he's got a boat now. We'll probably see that boat at some point. They'll be out on the boat.
I'm sure.
I think it was also, right time, right place for Randall to help someone else who can in turn kind of help himself.
Well, speaking of someone else that's kind of going through a depression was Kate, as you see her kind of opening up to her mom when they're in the doctor's office, and her mom being kind of blindsided by it. What do we think about all of this? Do we think Kate's actually going to go through with the surgery?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I do.
I do.
Hey, good.
Interesting split.
Split it right down the middle, Marisa. You're on that side.
Yes, I am.
I do, only because I feel like I've had a bit of spoilers for me, knowing that the actress has spoken about wanting to get gastric bypass, and when the pilot came out, they've said they wanted Kate's major storyline to include losing weight, which doesn't have to be gastric bypass, but it makes it the more dramatic choice.
Well, it is in her contract that she has to lose weight. That's
now
part of the storyline.
That's not true.
I read it from her.
Yeah, I read it on one side that it was true, and then I read something else that said it wasn't true.
I read a quiz that she did, or like a question and answer that she did. So she answered it, so I'd expect it to be.
Yeah.
Who knows? I guess we'll find out. But
I don't think
regardless,
it's going to happen.
It was an interesting, just an interesting thing that happened in general, because her mom was just so shocked. Like, oh, you've been on Prozac.
Yeah.
Oh, you've binged. Hello, who hasn't binged at some point in their lives? That was odd. Does her mom just never eat poorly?
No. I think it was more so the mother was just in such denial of what was happening to the daughter. Like, she knew that her daughter had a weight problem, but just kind of turned the other cheek.
Well, what do you think of her bringing that up? Was it my fault? And when she brings that up in the car,
I thought that was very sweet of her to offer blame for herself.
I almost took it the other way.
I think it was
about
just
her?
self-awareness.
Yeah, I'm like, why aren't you? I don't know. I thought, why aren't we having a conversation about, Kate, I'm so sorry I didn't know this. Tell me more. Like, how can I be there for you now? I'm sorry if it ever, it was, I don't know.
I took it as a moment of her being like, is this all my fault? She was about to, like, shame herself and have a really hard time. And she was like, let me just ask her, make sure, did I do this to you? Am I a terrible mother? Are you saying I'm a terrible mother? Like, I feel like it was going to escalate to that.
Yeah.
And then Kate kind of stopped it.
I felt like I didn't feel an escalation, but I felt it was more of she feels like she's done Randall wrong now, and now it's like, did I f up another kid's life, and I'm just a terrible mother, and I failed altogether. So yeah, I agree. I think she did put it on her, and I would have liked the follow up conversation, Ben, what you were saying, like, I'm sorry, I should have talked to you more about this.
Maybe
or I
that
should
will
have
come.
yeah,
Depending. But yeah, it is interesting, and it's also I'm not a mom, but I hear it is their biggest fear. You don't want to mess up your kids. You don't want to feel like you've done something to add to pain or whatever it is. And she obviously saw a lot of pain that Kate's dealing with because of her weight problem.
Yeah, but also she does have to remember that it wasn't just all her. It was like Kate does have her own personal demons that she struggles with on a day-to-day basis. So it's like not just blame on the mother, but like it is an internal constant struggle with Kate. So I think there's just a lot of added factors that went into this.
What I got from it was Kevin was not the only one that's felt somewhat abandoned by his parent. Like, now we're starting to see where Kate and Rebecca's relationship is kind of severed in Kate's childhood, and how that's had an effect on her growing up, because they flash back in the flashback from I can't think
a different episode, where the clothes,
she was looking at the size small versus the size extra large. So on both sides, I think there's blame there. It's the mother for being like, don't eat so much, but then also Kate maybe putting pressure on herself as well.
Right.
I think Kate admitted to blaming her mom for just looking pretty. She
Which
said
wasn't her
the mom
fault.
with the intern.
Yeah,
she was like, you shouldn't punish your mom for being naturally thin,
right?
And you having an overeating issue.
But even if that's rational, you don't always think that
No,
way.
I know.
Yeah.
I just feel like at this juncture, it's less Rebecca's fault or less Rebecca's doing, and more of just like a tear in their relationship.
Yeah, I don't think it's anyone's fault here.
Yeah.
I think it's just a conversation that was interesting, and I'd like to see where it develops, especially should she make the decision to go through with it or not. And I think it's something that is going to open up just to see more of that mother-daughter relationship as she grows up even. We'll see what happens throughout it. But, happy for Kate when Mr. Toby comes storming in. Just claps for him. Because
Toby,
that guy,
golf claps for Toby.
every woman deserves a man like Toby.
Yeah.
To have a man fly across the country for you.
Yeah.
When he wasn't speaking, when you guys weren't speaking because he said he couldn't do it, and he shows up at Randall's door with your whole family.
That's
and,
risky, though. That could have not ended well.
But
she could have been like, I don't want you here.
I wondered, where'd he get the address?
Oh, he has his ways, I'm sure.
Okay.
Don't you
'Cause that
think?
would just seem
Kevin, he
weird.
knew Kevin.
He was originally invited.
that's what.
Yeah, but it was invited with Kate, so he would have gone with Kate. He would
I'm
have
sure she
let
had
her take
told
the
him.
lead.
But he also knew Kevin. Remember, he met Kevin, so who knows
Yeah.
if he texted him.
Yeah,
Who
I buy
knows?
that.
He
He
ended
texted
up
Kevin.
there, which is what I love.
Yeah.
He
Because
was
that
there.
man-
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
I buy that more than William being suddenly gay.
Well, we'll get there. We'll get there. But Toby, you guys, what in the world? So I guess that was one surprise that we got.
Yeah.
And I love that he fit in so well with this family. It was just such ease, as we knew it would be. He expressed how much he loves this woman.
Oh,
and
that
how he
speech
would,
was
It
fantastic.
was amazing.
Yeah.
And that has to give her self-worth. That has to be like, someone loves you. Remember this. Remember what life's about in the end. That sort of thing. And then they went upstairs and got it on in Randall's
That was
house.
awesome.
Randall was so
And then
sexy.
Beth called him out. Beth is I die for her. I think
I
she's
know.
so good. She just says it how it is, and she's just straight to the point. It's like,
Yeah.
whatever, and she walks away.
She's
No
like,
judgment, but I'm going to tell you what you did. I
And
love
she's
that.
like, before you go back in, just make sure you fix that shirt.
Yeah. She's
so
great.
good. So good. Well, let's talk about William then, because it seems like the granddaughter sure did know. That was so funny. So William, he goes back to one of his Narcotics Anonymous meetings where he's obviously met a past relationship. I didn't know where it was going at first because he shared his story, and then you had the other guy share his story, and then I started feeling it come towards the end of that guy's story. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
They know each other
Yeah.
here. I don't know. That was a shocker for me. It was unexpected to me.
Yeah.
It was unmotivated for me.
Yeah.
It did come out of nowhere.
It felt very much like a writing plot to be like, oh, here's more drama. We'll make him gay. Like, it did not fit for me at all.
Well, the thing is that there's no problem with it. Again, it's just misplaced in this episode where it could have been used on other screen time for a bigger story.
Yes.
But the problem is with this story is that it wasn't concluded in this episode. It's still going to continue on. And the fact, like, maybe we didn't wrap this up in this episode. It was like, oh, he's gay, and then that's it. We're just
Except they
led
don't
to
really
accept
talk
it.
about it.
And it was just abrupt too. It was the first time where I actually felt like his speech in the meeting was not Williams, but his partner's. That was the first time I felt something kind of forced too.
Yeah.
Like I just felt like.
Well, I thought he was reading it. He kept looking down. I was like, is he reading his lines? It was odd to me.
And you gotta just
no.
remember, like, all these past episodes with Williams, like, we're slowly learning more about him and, like, his acceptance of his eventual untimely death once that happens. So maybe it's just, like, telling the audience, okay, he's now gay. Maybe he's coming to accept, like, his relationships and his love life. And, like, once we wrap up everything in his personal life, it might be okay to actually say goodbye to his character and kill him off.
I wish it would have just been
I see that
teased a little
happening.
bit more. I wish there would have been
agree.
some little carrot that was dangled in this episode, even if they wanted that to like have us be like, oh, and have us think about. We didn't think about him having a partner,
Right.
you know, like
At
or
all.
like yeah. So I think it would have been better if it was just some little moment to make us kind of wonder who this person might have been, or
Just a little
I
don't
shoulder
know.
squeeze, and then we're like, what? And then we get to think about it for a full episode.
I
or till
agree.
after the break and
Well,
then
if you
come back. You know,
remember, every time I go back to William's apartment, he's always by himself. We've never had any
Right.
inkling that there's been someone else in his life.
Yeah, so it wasn't as dramatic as it could have been.
right?
He's mentioned friends that he would like jam with before. I thought that's who that was. I thought
I
he was a
expect
friend.
that's exactly what I
like
thought
that.
as well until he said, until they sat there together and started talking. It seems interesting though, William's MO is to leave and not say anything. You know, he did it to this guy as well. So it's like, I wonder how much him and Randall may actually have in common when they sit down and speak.
We've got a lot of people in the live chat who also agree with Marisa that this felt a little out of place because we all believe that William's going to die within this season. That's what the consensus seems to be. And so why bring this up if you're just going to kill off a character is what the chat's saying.
I like.
I understand
I
that.
mean, it's a good topic to bring up. Maybe it's just to complete and round out his character before we actually do say goodbye.
And who knows what this man will bring that can give closure to Randall after William
Oh, I
might
like
pass.
that.
So it could be the books, or it could be these stories that he's able to share. So it's
That's true.
You know,
That's
there's more to it, I think, in that sense. Because any relationship, you can shed light on someone else if they're not there anymore. You know, the memories and that sort of thing. But for that little granddaughter to be like, "Grandpa's gay,"
Or at least bye. That was hilarious.
That was
How old is she again?
she's probably like 9.
But she's
right?
9 in 2016.
Correct.
where-
Whole different world.
Yeah.
Where
we
you
all
see
know.
things and you're like, oh yeah, they're gay. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Like, that was such a great
It was
moment.
great. And then
And
Randall's
Randall
like,
was just
huh?
like stuck.
Wait, what? I mean, Randall, I think at some point he's just
so-
got to laugh because I don't know what's going on.
I
but
thought
there's
he was
something
gonna
new
just do
every
that.
day.
I thought he was just gonna throw back that wine and just kind of like.
Oh, it's just too funny.
I look forward to him, like, ribbing his dad about it, being like, so, you,
Having
wanna
that
tell me something?"
conversation, yeah.
well, it might just be another opportunity for William to actually have a proper goodbye in his life because he didn't get to say goodbye to Randall when he was younger, you know. So maybe this might be his last opportunity to actually have a proper goodbye with
Well,
someone.
yeah, to have those relationships. I think that's what's important when
Yeah.
you know that it could come to the end. Like, what matters in life? It's not how hard you worked or what it, you know, it's the people that you loved. And so this gives them, again, another second chance, which I think William is happy to take at this point, knowing how well his second chance with his son worked out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
We'll
you
see.
guys, it's chock full. But the biggest shocker, should we get
Oh,
to it?
yeah.
Is there anything else before we get to the biggest shocker? That
looking
was
up there,
unexpected, I will be honest.
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming.
So
just
Beth
not-
is cleaning up at the end of the night. Toby stands up to help her, and he just tumbles and falls. I
That
don't
was
even know.
a
That
big
was
fall.
because of it's called it's called Last Christmas. It's like it's
a little
obviously
ominous in nature.
insinuating something's gonna happen. But then when you get the whole nothing bad happens on Christmas Eve, it's like, okay, hopefully nothing really does happen for this family on Christmas Eve. They always seem to catch it by like the last, get away with it. But you guys, I don't know. He's in the hospital, and we heard that. We heard it.
I enjoed the reveal of thinking it was Dr. K.
Yes. Yep.
I was just thinking under the
I
operating
agree.
table.
This
Yeah,
one was
that's
actually
good.
like
Yeah.
no, Toby can't go anywhere. This guy's just too good.
I know.
He would be a huge missing piece in this show.
I agree.
But what a shocker for it to be him that something happened to. And how much is this going to change Kate and his relationship now? I think he's going to be okay. What do you guys think?
I think he'll be fine, but I think it's a very big eye-opening for both of them because they realized how serious their health is.
Right. Well, this is
the
going
fact
to be
that
huge.
this just happened after they literally just made pretty much a promise to each other. It's like, all right, we're in this together. Let's do it. And then
But this is for
keel's
real.
over.
This is for real because when you have your life at stake, this is going to shift it all. When you have the love of your life, which I think he is for Kate at stake, I think it's going to shift them. This is going to start that upward trend.
Totally agree, and I think this is why they also might decide to do it in a healthy manner, and I think she won't have the surgery because I feel like there was all the things the nurse was telling. I can't talk tonight. All the things the nurse was telling them that could go wrong, and she's like, oh, you could eat this and become violently ill, or you could eat too much, or you could. And I think, that's a huge list of things she has to constantly watch all the time. And I think after seeing this, that hopefully they just decide that let's try and get on a workout kick together, change our eating, and see what maybe we can do in a healthy way first before we take those
drastic.
Yeah, it's like, let's look at our life and see where we want it to go. And I'm sure they want kids one day, and I'm sure they want to get married and have those experiences because I think that's a great relationship in the show, and I definitely want to see where it goes.
I want to watch that wedding episode. So
right?
Finale.
I hope.
But what if they go the other way and Toby gets the surgery along with Kate?
I don't know that he can after all this. Do you
no.
think?
Oh, I don't think
I
he's
don't
eligible if you have a heart
so.
attack.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
exactly.
I feel like there's.
I was just going to say that. I was like, I
That-
don't think
that
they're
would be
going
such a
to even
huge
allow
risk.
him to do that.
Gastric bypass is a incredibly invasive surgery.
So definitely a heart attack, huh?
Yeah,
Well, we
I
don't
think
know,
so.
but it
I
looked
think
like
so.
That's what it looked to
on
me.
screen. It looked like a heart attack.
Yeah.
And then we had where Beth in the kitchen was mentioning about him breathing hard.
Yeah.
Right, and I think even the
yeah.
flight too, and he was like, you could even when he came in, and then I said, man, he's sweating when he was getting up to take the plates, and then it happened. Oh, you guys.
So they were actually like laying the breadcrumbs
Yeah.
to the final, what happened
Yeah.
in the final scene. But
they were. I mean, I noticed
just
him
weren't
panting
picking it
out
up.
of breath, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, he's really panting a lot. I thought that. I was like, shoo, he's really
Or
out
they
of
were just
shape.
having great sex.
That's what I thought. I didn't catch me. I just
I
thought,
think
oh,
that's what we were
See,
supposed
that's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
oh, they really got it on. But
I
good for them.
I really enjoyed being surprised, even though I don't want anything to happen to my precious
Right.
Toby baby.
Yeah.
No, I did like that. I liked it a lot. It was better than the other surprises we got tonight, I think.
I do too.
We all thought something was going to happen to William.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Not
I
yet.
did. Glad I didn't bet money on that.
Uh-huh.
That would have been wrong.
Man. Well, anything else, you guys, from this episode? It just is leading us on until January 10th.
I guess, I
didn't
guess
get
my
much of
only
Jack
other
in this
thoughts about it
No.
were Kevin actually puts up his own money to produce a passion play with Sloan, which I thought was really cool.
That's
and
why I think their relationship is
like-
here to stay for
Yeah,
a
I do
bit.
too.
finally do it. Do that thing you said you're going to do when you quit the Manny. Boy, like I was really excited to see that. It was a little light for Kevin in my book. Content with that.
These don't happen often.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
heard it, everybody.
just saying something positive about him. What?
Coming
It
back
was
around.
good. There were good little pieces throughout, and also good little stories about life and love and family going into the Christmas holiday.
Yeah.
I mean, This Is Us is a really good one. So good. It's pretty life changing. I think it makes you think about yourself and
Yeah.
And I just love, I mean,
life.
everybody loves it. Like, my mom was even, I can't wait to watch it tonight. Like, people of
It's
all
real.
ages, men, women, it's fun that so many people
So
are
real.
It was
on board with
trending
the
on
show.
Twitter again tonight.
Yep.
Yeah. Now we have another 3 weeks to wait until the
No.
next
No.
episode.
That's actually better than
Until-
most shows that are on hiatus right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
it'd be
Just
months.
saying. The fact that our show comes back in one month compared to like 3 months, I mean,
Wait,
Yeah.
you guys
Be
heard
happy.
she said our show.
Yeah.
She'll be
It
back.
I love it. Well, anything else? Any news and gossip or none for tonight?
I guess my only news and gossip that I think is cute that's almost
Here we
unrelated,
go.
but I'll say it.
TV news.
I have a little tidbit for everyone while we're waiting these drastically cold 3 weeks without this show. I want you guys to go online and look up Milo Ventimiglia, My boyfriend.
With Ellen? Is this what you're going to say?
He recreates the push-up scene on Ellen last week, and it is
great.
real
Good.
cute. It's real cute. So you guys,
They're
if you guys haven't
great.
checked it out, look it up on YouTube.
And we're also going to try to get guests in next
Yes.
season.
Yep.
We've been trying. They've just been super busy with all the stuff going on. So don't you worry. We're working on it, people. We're going to get some good stuff.
Yes.
I hope.
Yes,
So
for
until do we have predictions? Let's do predictions.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Anybody have one?
I was just gonna say I just have one from what
Go
we were
for
talking
it.
about earlier. Olivia's gonna come back. The play is gonna become not like Hamilton successful, but it's gonna become successful, and then
Without
she's
her.
gonna try to weasel her way back
like
in.
it.
Good one.
I like it. I like that.
You just scandalized me. I think that's going to really happen.
Point
for me.
Too.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yep. Okay. My predictions are that Toby is going to make it.
I agree with
Because I
that.
think the show's too optimistic to kill off a character. I don't believe it.
Well, to kill off him in general.
Yeah,
He
it's
makes
too
it right
much.
now.
Yeah, I mean, I want to be right, but also I feel like, this isn't Game of Thrones, so he's not going anywhere. And I predict that Kate will get gastric bypass.
Okay.
But I predict that they will push it because of the emergency with Toby for as long as they can. And then she will get it basically in between seasons 1 and 2, so that the actual actress has time to lose the weight.
And then come
and
back
then
looking
come back
different.
season 2 looking different.
Maybe.
That's my prediction.
Do you have any?
I kind of already said mine about the losing it in a
Yeah.
healthy way. So yeah, go ahead. I can't think of anything else.
I don't think I really have any either, to be honest. But I think Dr. K, I think there's going to be more with him. I hope there is, but there's got to be some. He's like one of those men with the life lessons, and I think he's going to come back and maybe be like that father figure for Jack, too. And somehow that'll be, or who knows what's happening. Ooh, maybe they have more storylines together. I just love them.
Yeah, I think William Adventure is going to probably die at the end of the season. It's not going to be an abrupt thing. It's going to be this has been a slow burn that we know, and I think his death will be a really, really sad passing. We're all going to be bawling our freaking eyes out.
I almost cried
yeah.
tonight. Shoo, this
Yeah.
one will get you.
It's going to be like one of those dramatic endings, filled with just heart-wrenching emotions and all this wisdom about life. It's going to be one of those kind of deaths.
Oh, well, until January 10th, where can everybody keep up with you guys so we can keep the convo going?
You can follow me on Twitter at Serafini TV.
Keep the conversation going with me, guys. Erica Shannon at Miss Airy Baby on Twitter, and the Erica Shannon, that's Erica with the C, on Instagram.
Thanks for watching, guys. You guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Amber Plaster, and I have another show on Thursdays called Winona Earp on AfterBuzz TV.
And you can follow me at JJ Jurgens on Twitter and JJ.Jurgens on Instagram.
You guys can follow me at Southern_Wit on Instagram and Twitter. And happy holidays, happy New Year. We'll see you in 2017.
Happy holidays. Yay, happy holidays.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.